without further ado, the founder, creator, and overall advocate for greater health and Elixir Health and Wellness, please welcome Yuliya.
Thank you. That was the first and best intro I've ever had. Thank you for your patience this morning. Elixir Health and Wellness. About me. This is probably the first question I always get is, how did you come up with this business? Because normally people don't think about aging until they're quite older. The way I thought of this was I was born in Ukraine, so I already had a prevalence towards Eastern medicine. At 20, when I was in the US, I made a bucket list. And as I started going through it, I realized health was going to have to be a priority for me to get anywhere close to getting through it. At 25, I lived in Thailand working at a wellness retreat where I learned about ice baths, saunas, and different types of health plans. At 29, I got connected with a hyperbaric doctor, which was very serendipitous because at 32, while I was training for a half marathon, another bucket list item, I got a stress fracture in my hip. And when I went to the doctor, he said that it was almost completely cracked through and I needed to get a pin put in it. And I looked at him and I said, no, that's all right. I'm going to do things my way. And then if it doesn't work, then I'll come back to you. So I ended up using things at Elixir, like the hyperbaric therapy and the red light, and completely healed it. He was shocked at the MRI results. Didn't think it was possible to heal a stress fracture in the hip while I was still actively playing golf and doing other things. So here we are. A couple of pictures of some of the lovely people who have come to my business, like Arain, who's supporting me with his hat, and Ryan up in the corner who couldn't be here this morning. We are FSA, HSA eligible. We use only non-invasive therapies in the center. So there's no needles, there's no one's getting cut open. This is all on a cellular level. We prioritize community. So these are just some of the events that I've held at my center. And you get access to prominent doctors. That hyperbaric specialist I got connected to, I still work for him. And any of my clients that have issues, he is a very well-known doctor, not just in the US, but all around the world. So you get direct access to him through me. These are the problems we solve. This is just a very short list. So the picture up there is of a hyperbaric chamber. That little cutie's my baby niece. You will sometimes see her at the center. I am training my baby nieces to run the center for me so I could step away. The things that we primarily focus on are neurological conditions, so anything related to brain health. Sleep issues, brain fog, post-COVID inflammation is rampant, and it is finally being spoken about in the actual medical community, not just in the holistic community. Muscle soreness, aches and pains, low libido, all of these things come from a lack of health. It's not necessarily sickness, it's a lack of health. And I will show you exactly how we do that. The hyperbaric chambers we have, there's two different units, a reclined unit and a seated unit. The hyperbaric therapy is a 350-year-old therapy. There are different types of chambers you could do. The ones I primarily have, they're called mild chambers. They only go to 1.35 atmospheric pressures, which is the equivalent of sitting at the bottom of a 15-foot swimming pool. If you've carried a bucket of water, you know water is heavy. That is the pressure that we're talking about. You're sitting inside the chamber, breathing concentrated oxygen, which at that pressure is about 600% more than what you get at regular pressure. So you're normally right now only breathing 21% of oxygen. There was recently a landmark study from Tel Aviv that actually showed the reversal of aging on your telomeres on a cellular level by using hyperbaric oxygen. The other thing is that you don't actually have to unplug for work. A lot of people say that they don't have time to come in here. You can bring your phone in here. You could bring your laptop in here. You could take calls from here. You could do your emails from here. Whatever work that you think you need to do, I literally stayed after work yesterday and did all of my emails. So if you saw my Instagram post, that was me after work responding to emails from a hyperbaric chamber. The other thing it does is because it puts more oxygen in, concentrated oxygen in circulation, you have better eloquency, you have better memory. If you do it as a single session before something like this, you are able to present with remembering what you're doing 10 times better than you would otherwise, regardless of whether you had a good night's sleep or you didn't have your coffee in the morning. Red light therapy is the most popular thing currently on the market. You've probably seen TikToks and Instagrams and all of these different people who are doing red light therapy. Buyer beware, they are not all created equal. You cannot just turn on a red light bulb and get red light therapy. The panels we have 5 different types of wavelengths. The wavelengths are up in the corner, but they're basically red, blue, and infrared. Blue light kills bacteria on the skin. Red light helps with inflammation, mitochondrial health, and infrared light penetrates as deep as the bone to help with things like stress fractures and brain health. It's really great for the skin. It's really great for anti-aging, and it's actually been researched by NASA because of its wound healing properties. Compression therapy is the 3rd physical product we offer. You've probably seen advertisements of professional athletes using this. You can do it before a workout. You could do it after a workout. It helps reduce inflammation and flush the lymphatic system. So if you feel yourself getting kind of sicky, you'll feel the bumps in your lymph nodes. This will help flush them out. Your lymph nodes do not have an automatic flush function. You actually need to increase circulation. So even if you have a trampoline at home, a rebounder, that motion will help flush the lymphatic system. This is just another way of doing it. Health optimization program. This is probably the most fun thing I do for me. And that is because you actually get to test, not guess, what's going on inside of the cell. So I have my own report. If you want to flip through it later, it's an 18-page document that goes into everything from what are you allergic to, what are your environmental inflammatory markers, what toxins in your environment are poisoning you, heavy metals, your gut, your brain health, your everything that comprises you. You will get to know exactly why you are reacting to certain things in your environment and why you have the symptoms that you do. It's all personalized and it's all done at home. You don't have to come into the center for this. The kids get sent to you and we can work remotely. Target market. There's 3 that I figured out over the last 2 years. The first one is post-concussion. Anything within a 6-month mark, your brain is highly primed to heal without the scar tissue that ends up collecting after that point, especially if you're working with another therapist like vision, speech, or OT. Combining the 2 works really, really well to decreasing your recovery time and getting back to whatever you're doing faster. Target market number 2 are people who prioritize longevity. So usually over a $75,000 per year salary, shopping at places like Whole Foods and organic farmers markets. And they are the anti-chemical people. And then the 3rd target market are the women who love the chemicals. They want to inject everything there is into their body to reduce aging. That also causes inflammation, which then the therapies I have will help remove out of the body. The business model and the pricing. I sell packages and single light sessions. If you are sold on any of these, you could just scan that QR code and book a session now. We can go over this during the Q&A if you have specific questions, but like I said, we do offer single sessions and packages. Good? I see phones up. How we're doing? 5 stars across the board. Our clients are raving fans. Literally anyone who has been at the center becomes a person who tells everyone in their community about it. They cannot talk about it enough. Even if I go and see them out in the wild, they're like, oh, I was just telling my friend about this. This stuff actually works. And it's because you don't do anything, it does it to you. This is not something you have to change your habits to do, which a lot of people struggle with. You come in and your cells heal. My challenges. I have 6 down at the bottom. These are the couple of things that you should know before you ask me any questions during the Q&A part. I am not insurance covered. In this country, I am not covered by insurance. There are 10 approved conditions, and most of them fall into you basically have to be on your deathbed to get approved. So doctors in the local hospitals cannot recommend me. I cannot approach them to partner with them because I have tried and they have said, we can't recommend you. We can only recommend things that are insurance covered. Number 2, athletic trainers in high schools and colleges work for the hospitals. So I cannot directly partner with athletic trainers. Number 3, C-suite executives. You would think, wow, those people could really use this. They don't have time. Tried it. They love it. Super interested in it. They are not here long enough to do a full protocol. So they are not the target. What's preventing you from coming into Elixir? Because I know a lot of you, some of you do come and I appreciate you for it, but the ones that don't, why not? How do I specifically target the parents of the students? because they do come in finding me on their own, but how do I reach the mass parent market of student athletes? How do I reach clients that have experienced concussions without going to concussion doctors? Who is the client that is money rich, time rich, and interested in longevity? And can you connect me to podcasts or speaking events? Because I actually really love to do public speaking. So if you have anybody, please let me know. And a thank you slide. So I appreciate all of you for being here. If I can have one ask from the community, is to scan that barcode and subscribe to my newsletter, because my goal is to provide you with very interesting information on the market. Most of my newsletters, for those who do get it, they are not this is what I have, the end. They are like cutting edge information on longevity. They are really cool things that have just opened up in the community. They're fun activities to do. They are shopping guides, they're discount codes, anything that clients come in to talk to me about at my center, which sometimes is stay for 1 to 2 hours to do, goes into my newsletter so I can share all of those fun little goodies of people's access to me at my center. So thank you so much for listening.
Good turns out.